أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم.
الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين.
فمنهم رجالا كثيرا ونساء واتقوا الله الذي تساءلون به والأرحام إن الله كان عليكم رقيبا. صدق الله مولانا العظيم.
الله أكبر. Shukran, Zakar. Thank you very much for helping us reciting the Holy Quran. Thank you very much. Jazakumullah khairan. I would like to thank every one of us again for being here online, having us with time. So by now I think we should we proceeding to the main event, to the main program. We are here because to the main program we are here after. Okay, we like Dr. Busari, as we all know, is the ex-president of NISCOM. He's not a visitor to us. We all know him very well. He's an enlightened person, a studied person, a bright person to every one of us. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله شيخ.
وعليكم السلام ورحمة الله.
أعوذ بالله السميع العليم من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله وكفى ثم الصلاة والسلام على عباده الذين اصطفى وعلى سيدنا محمد المجتبى وعلى آله وأصحابه أجمعين وبعد. All praise and adorations are due to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the Lord of the universe. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala who has created all things. Allah who has seen all things. No eyes can see Allah, but Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala can see all eyes. May His peace and blessings continue to be on our noble Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, his household, his companions, and all Muslims. Ameen. I thank the organizers of today's occasion for giving me the opportunity to present on the topic before us today, and that is the beneficiaries and the non-beneficiaries of Zakat. The purpose of choosing this topic is because Zakat being one of the pillars of Islam. As Muslims, it is incumbent on everybody to learn the basics of your religion, to learn the basic of Salat, to learn the basic of Zakat, to learn the basic of fasting, basic rules. If you have money to pay Zakat, you have to understand the basic rules. If you are giving out Zakat, you have to understand those basic rules that is guiding your wealth, because protection of your wealth is one of the fundamentals of the intent of Sharia. So this topic is timely and is also very useful for us as Muslims and to the whole society. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has actually given us Zakat as one of the obligatory acts. This is why in several portions of the Quran, when you look at where Allah will mention Akimus Salata wa Atu Zakat, and you establish prayer and you give Zakat, you have to give it. Giving out wa Atu Zakat. So many portions just to show that after Salat, what comes next is the Zakat. And when we look at the hadith of the Holy Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, Holy Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam told us بني الإسلام على خمس شهادة أن لا إله إلا الله وأن محمدا رسول الله وتقيم الصلاة وتؤتي الزكاة. Zakat, according to the hadith of the Holy Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, is the third pillar. Is the third pillar that is mentioned in the hadith. وَتَصُومُ Ramadan, and to fast in the month of Ramadan being the fourth. وَتَحُجَّ الْبَيْتِ, and to go for pilgrimage, which is the fifth. So scholars now try to explain why has zakat remained to be the third. It has been the third because it is the economy of the whole deen itself. You know, as human beings, we have our backbone. Our backbone, which is the spinal cord, is always at the middle of every person. And if the backbone is missing, you hardly have the opportunity to walk. You cannot walk. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, from the Sharia that he has given to Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he has given that socio-economic mechanism to be at the middle of our survival. We have two pillars on the right and another two pillars on the left. Why zakat is remaining at the middle? Therefore, zakat remains as the backbone. Please, can everybody mute? Can we mute ourselves, please? Except the presenter, please. Let's mute it. We can. Everybody should mute. Thank you. So zakat has remained as the backbone of a survivor, and that is why Allah has put it at the middle. We have shahada first, and we have salat second. We have zakat to be the third, which is the middle, and we have Sawm and we have Hajj. This is a significance to show to us that zakat is a survivor of the ummah. Allah has placed it as a spinal cord that puts everything together. And from some of the maqsad al-shari'i that scholars have discussed, what are the higher objectives of zakat? Allah says in the Quran al-Kareem, خُذْ مِنْ أَمْوَالِهِمْ صَدَقَةً تُطَهِّرُهُمْ وَتُزَكِّيهِمْ بِهَا. Take from them from their wealth so that you can purify them. So zakat is a way of purifying our wealth, our life, our deen, our religion. The Holy Prophet Muhammad, because somebody said, when I give zakat, my money is reducing. So how? Yes, it's a spiritual cleansing, and it also has a physical growth, because the kalima to zakah means to grow. Zakah, grow. Zakah, from that word Arabic letter, to grow. So he said, when I'm giving out from my money, is it growing? It is growing spiritually, and it also grows physically. Because if you achieve spiritually, it is going to influence your physical achievement. ما من يوم يصبح فيه العبد إلا ملكان ينزلان. Every day that we wake up, every day when we wake up in Salatul Fajr, we wake up after our Salat, Allah will command two angels to descend from the heaven. وقال أحدهما اللهم آتِ المنفق خلفا اللهم آتِ الممسك تلفا. Al-mumsik, somebody who refuses to spend. Oh Allah, should not make him to have barakah. The barakah of Allah, you will see it in your wealth, in your health, in your family, in your children, in your parents, in yourself, in your job, in your life. When you give, you will see that joy in your life. You will feel safe moving around in the whole world because you are generous. You have been given charity. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gave us this opportunity so that we can maintain balance in the society. So this is another importance of giving zakat among the Muslims. Ma naqasa malu abdi min as-sadaqah. The money of a slave out of giving charity will not reduce. So there is a significant benefit of zakat to individual, to the society, to the government, so that we can maintain balance. One of the things that we realize is that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has never created us to be equal. وهو الذي جعلكم خلائف في الأرض ورفع بعضكم فوق بعض درجات ليبلوكم فيما آتاكم إن ربك سريع العقاب وإنه لغفور رحيم. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala جعلكم خلائف في الأرض. He has made us as vicegerents, representative of Allah on the surface of the earth. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala made some of us bigger, higher, richer than the other people. لِيَبْلُوَكُمْ فِيمَا, so that I can test you. Allah said it's for test. So if you have a job, it's a test from Allah. If you have a lot of wealth, through inheritance, through gifts, through hard labor, it's a test from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. It is not a sign of love. It doesn't show that Allah loves you if you have money. If you have a job, it doesn't show that Allah loves you. One of the signs that Allah loves you is that Allah will make the religion to be easy for you. One of the signs that Allah loves his slave is that the religion will be easy for him. The salah will be easy for him. Zakat will be easy for him. To go to Hajj will be easy for him. To fast will be easy. To read the Quran will be easy for him. When he had the Hadan, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, it becomes easy for him to stand up, to leave whatever he's doing, and to akin to the call of Allah. So as human beings, it becomes easier for us. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala shows in his slave his love for his slave when it's easy for him to practice the religion. So Allah has created us as having different status, and our different statuses shows that this is the structure of the world. We can never be equal. Our hands are not equal. We are not created, we are not born equally. We have different circumstances. We have different opportunities. So Allah has made some people to be higher, better, richer, healthier than the other. When you have health today, it doesn't show that Allah loves you more than somebody that is sick. Excuse me, Mr. President, are we making a record?
Inshallah, inshallah.
Okay. So if you are sick, it doesn't mean somebody that is on the sick. If you are healthy, it doesn't mean somebody on the sick bed is not loved by Allah. If you have a job, it doesn't mean somebody who doesn't have a job is not loved by Allah. So whatever Allah has given you as an opportunity, it doesn't really mean Allah loves you. لِيَبْلُوَكُمْ فِي مَا آتَاكُمْ, as a test from Allah. إِنَّ رَبَّكَ سَرِيعُ الْعِقَابِ, Allah is fast in punishment. وَإِنَّهُ لَغَفُورٌ رَحِيمٌ, and Allah is up forgiven. For whoever that opposes the rules of Allah and gives zakat, gives sadaqah, Allah will always forgive him and bless him. And for whoever that refuses, because zakat is one of the pillars and it is compulsory. It's a compulsory act in Islam for somebody who has fulfilled all its conditions and criteria. Now, having this as a background, I want to go into the topic in more details, talking about some of the masarif zakat, kama warada fi al-Quran wa sunnah. Excuse me. Now, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentioned some categories. We have 8 categories in the Quran. Allah says, إنما الصدقات للفقراء والمساكين والعاملين عليها والمؤلفة قلوبهم وفي الرقاب وللغارمين وفي السبيل الله وابن السبيل فريضة من الله والله عليم حكيم. Allah mentioned 8 categories of people that are beneficiaries of zakat. And there are reasons and there are wisdom behind these 8 categories of people, which we shall explain. I want to give okay, I hope the slide is clearer now. So the first category of people is the fuqara. Allah used the kalima Innama. In the Quran, Surah At-Tawbah, verse 60. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, Innama sadaqat, innama, kalimatu innama qasru, kama bayyana al-fuqaha wal-ulama. Yani, kalima innama qasru is a definite. Allah uses that definite that innama indeed as sadaqat. That sadaqat in that name it means zakat. Because we have two types of sadaqah. The one that is obligatory and the one that is voluntary. So the voluntary is the ordinary sadaqah. But this specific one is the zakat that Allah intends, which is the third pillar of Islam. Innama is a definite. Innama indeed, this sadaqah lil fuqara'i, for. We now explain that word for is the temlik. It shows that it's for him. We don't have the right to decide if you are giving zakat to a poor person. You may not have that right to say, this money you must use it to buy a bed sheet. Because that word li shows ownership. That is, Allah has decreed that it is for him. Once he satisfies those conditions of being a fakir, it is for him. So we have the first category, Allah used li. And the remaining fourth category, Allah used fee. It has a meaning. It shows that the first category is for them. We may not be able to specify exactly what they must use money for, what they must use that thing for. If somebody has been given out of farm produce, we don't have the right to tell him this is how he should use it. Compared to the other four categories, which we shall come to explain as time permits. Innama sadaqat lil fuqarahi wal masakin. I want to talk about the two together because of time. Wal masakin. Allah says zakat is for the poor. Lil fuqarahi wal masakin. Man hum al fuqara wa man hum al masakin. Who is a poor person and who is a needy person? By the name we can understand, but in Arabic they try to explain some of these differences. That is, man lam yajidu shay'an, aw yajidu nisfu kifayatihi, aw aqall min nisfu kifayatihi. Man lam yajidu shay'an, aw yajid aqall min nisfu kifayatihi wa huwa al-fakir. Somebody who had nothing, or he had what is less half of what he needs. Half of his needs, less than half of his needs, is called a poor person. Ma laysa indahu lam yajidu shay'an wa lam yajidu aw yajidu aqall nisfu kifayatihi. He has nothing, or he has less than half of his needs. For example, if the family would need 1,000 ringgit every month, a fakir who is a poor is either not having anything or half of what he needs. He's having 400, 300, 200 ringgits every month. Such a person is categorized in Islam as a fakir. وَأَمَّا الْمِسْكِينَ أَوْ الْمَسَاكِينَ هُمْ الَّذِينَ يَجِدُونَ نِصْفُ كِفَايَتِهِمْ وَلَكِنْ أَقَلِّ مِنْ تَمَامِ الْكِفَايَةِ. Somebody who has access to half of his need, but not complete needs. For example, if the family will need 1,000 ringgit every month, is getting 500, 600, 700, 800, 900 of their needs. It is yet not laysa tamamu kifaya li usratihi. So he's not having enough for his family. So وهذا فرق بين الفقير والمسكين. لقول الله تعالى في سورة الكهف وأما السفينة فكانت لمساكين يعملون في البحر فأردت أن أعيبها. Allah says, look at this. You know, Allah was talking about Khidr and Prophet Musa alayhi salatu wasalam. So Allah give that story of Musa and Khidr, where he was talking about those people where Khidr now hammered, he asked him. So they now said, Allah used the name something they will not be having a big ship. Some people now told them, it is possible maybe they have borrowed it. So even if they have borrowed it, it shows that they have something. It's far better than a poor man who is having less or is having nothing. So the definition is very clear. Poor, he has nothing, or he has less than half of his needs. A needy person, he has half, and anything below the exact need of himself or his family. Now, let's go forward. And these are the two categories. And this is very important that they must be. There's another thing I want to mention very quickly. He said, the qasru, the kalimatu innama allati tufidu qasru huna. That word innama that means qasru, does it mean that even 1/8 of the money, or 3 of them? For example, the Shafi'i School of Law, the members of these beneficiaries has a right to, but the generality of the scholars, which is the Jumhur, they view that it is not compulsory. Even if it is 3 categories of the whole beneficiary that can be satisfied, it is okay. If it is 5 of them, it's okay. If it is 2 of them, it's still okay. So innama sadaqat lil fuqara'i wal masakin wal 'amilina 'alayha. And that is the 3rd category. 'Amilina 'alayha, they are the workers, the employed staff of Zakat institution. Those that are employed, whom su'at aw jubba. We call them su'at. They are the people that will gather, they will go to different persons and they will look at their farmland, they look at their livestock, they look at their, because unaka al-malu zahir wal-malu batin. They are opened. And there are wealth that are show them. But there are some wealth that is open. So they will help those farmers. If they actually got into the nisab that will make them to pay zakat, and that is their job. Okay, but there is a question here. Are they su'at? Scholars have said يشترط أن يكون مسلم. يشترط أن يكون عالما بأحكام الزكاة. He should be a Muslim. He should be somebody that is just, and he should understand basic principles of zakat. And he must be وينبغي أن يكون معينا من جهة ولي الأمر أو الإمام. وأعيد مرة ثانية. وينبغي أن يكون معين أو ولي الأمر. He has to be appointed, he has to be employed, or he has representing an imam or a constituted authority. وَالْعَامِلِينَ عَلَيْهَا. What do we now say about all the charity institutions that we have all around? There are many people. We have one-man charity, one-man zakat portfolio. He himself is the portfolio. We just collect from people and we said that is not bad. The most important thing is that if some scholars said if he has not satisfied the full condition of Amilina Aliyah, he may not have right to take the salary of Amilina Aliyah. Amilina Aliyah يشترط أن يكون مسلم، يشترط أن يكون عادلا، يشترط أن يكون عالما بأحكام الزكاة، ويشترط أن يكون معينا من جهة الإمام أو ولي الأمر. He has to be appointed by the imam or the constituted authority of that environment. So, because you are dealing with the wealth of the Muslims, and it is compulsory, the wealth must be protected. So there must be a backing authority for you to collect and for you to now take a portion which Allah mentioned. Allahu Akbar. You have to fear Allah that Allah mentioned me as a category in the Quran. Do I fulfill that category? It's very necessary to make sure that you fulfill the category. You don't just say because it's an opportunity to make money, then you start saying, oh, Jesus. If you have not actually fulfilled those conditions of amilina alayha, then you may not have that right to take that from the money of zakat, not sadaqah, not waqf. So there's another one which we will come to when we talk about those that will not have access to zakat money. Amilina alayha. One of them is the family of the Holy Prophet Muhammad Sallallahu, but we don't have that again. So it's his family, because there was a time he gave the booty to some companions, and his family, they came and said, can we also take part of the zakat? He said, la tahillu li ahli Muhammad. لأن الصدقة من أوسخ الناس. It is this, you know, when we sweat, can you put a sweat and put it in the cup and drink it? Our sweat is dirty. So the Prophet ﷺ said, this is not right for the family of the Prophet. Because when they pay zakat, they are paying out that thing out of their own weaknesses. So they are paying out of their own awsakh, their own dirtiness. So his whole life on eating from zakat. So he knows the implication. So zakat is meant to maintain balance. He has opportunity to make money that, oh, I will not work. They are giving students zakat money, so I will not graduate. وهذا من يسمى بالقوي القوي الكسول. He is powerful and he doesn't want to work. La nu'ti zakat. We will not give him zakat because he has ability to work and there is job opportunity. He doesn't want to work, but he wants to continue to live on zakat. Zakat should not be given to him. This we shall come back to that and explain. I want to go a bit faster because I'm not sure the time is running. وَلِعَامِلِينَ عَلَيْهَا, I've explained. وَالْمُعَلَّفَةْ قُلُوبُهُمْ وَالْمُعَلَّفَةْ قُلُوبُهُمْ. And for those which we want to use zakat fund to get their mind, to console their mind to religion. We want their mind to come to religion. هناك رجل اسمه عدي بن حاتم وكذلك صفوان بن أمية. Adi ibn Hatim, he himself, he has accepted Islam. He was a strong Muslim when he accepted Islam, but because he is of a ulul qab, he's a higher person in the society, well respected. The Prophet ﷺ now gave him from the booty, so that he will attract his people. You know, when somebody decamped from one political party to the other, and he was the secretary of the former party, we'll give him something that is closer to that position. Or else, the other party will say, look at you, you are a loser. You left our party as a secretary, and you now went there as a floor member. تعلفا لقومي وكذلك صفوان بن أمية. صفوان بن أمية لم يسلم بعد ولكن يرجى إسلامه. The Prophet felt that one was going to accept Islam very soon. So, and if he accepts Islam, is a noble person, well-respected person. He's going to create shout of honor for the religion and for the Muslims. So he was given from that money in order to encourage him and encourage people like him that are also honorable for them to come to the religion. Now the question is, those that will console their heart to the religion, do we still have them today? هناك كلام من الفقهاء في بعض الناس يقولون في بعض الفقهاء يقولون يعني سهم هؤلاء الناس سقط, that their portion has been removed. Their portion is no more valid. Now Islam is very strong, Islam is very powerful, Islam is growing on its own. So we don't need to encourage those people again. If they want to join Islam, Nobody is persecuting them, so we don't need to support them. And Unaka code, there are other scholars that also view that, look, this is hukmullah, this is the rule of Allah. We should allow it to remain. A time will come, the scholars that can give fatwa, they will know if it is applicable or not. They will know a particular time, can we do it now? If that time has gone, there's no guarantee that Allah cannot bring it again. Now, people are now looking for a new jurisprudence for coronavirus. What do we do when it comes to zakat? What do we do when it comes to sadaqah? What do we do when it comes to waqf? But we never had it last year. We never had it 10 years ago. So when Allah gives an injunction, we should just allow it to remain. Even if it is not applicable at the moment or at a particular place, it might be applicable to another place. We just explain the basic rulings behind the rule of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So I have to move faster. Wafir riqab. Wafir riqab is to free captives. Wafir riqab, ulama, they try. Let me make it faster. Ulama give 3 explanations on riqab. The first one is to buy a slave and tashtari al-abd wa tu'tiquhu. When you buy a slave and you free the slave from the money of zakat, you know, he's a slave, just use the money to buy, then you free it. How mukataba? Somebody, a mukataba is he himself sold himself to his master. He's in financial difficulties because of his father, his family, his whatever. You know, a girl who wants to solve the problem of his family. She now sold herself out. She's going to serve a master for 10 years. Then the master has paid her that money. She sold herself, mukataba, or our mukataba. And we knew that this person, if we help him out of that difficulties, he has paid for half, for example, 50,000 ringgit, and she has paid part of it in serving the masters for half of the year. We can use the money of zakat to bail her or bail him out of mukatab or mukatab. The third category that scholars also included is al-asir. So al-asir, somebody in a serious difficulty. A serious difficulty that in another side of the people, that those people, except you help him with finance, is a good Muslim, is a believer, we have to use this money to help him out of that problem, or else he will not get out of that problem. The money must be paid. So they also had that one into wafir riqab. And I want to go faster again. Wal gharimin. Al gharimin. وهذا عندنا في الفقه. Somebody who borrows another person's money and he doesn't have any evidence to show. You know, there is no وَإِن تَدَايَنْتُمْ بِدَيْنٍ إِلَىٰ أَجَلٍ مُسَمَّى فَاكْتُبُوهُ. If you go into, you know, borrowing, I will borrow you, borrow me. Allah says you should write it. فَإِنْ أُمِنَ بَعْدُكُمْ بَعْدًا فَلْيُؤَدِّ الَّذِي اؤْتُمِنَ أَمَانَتَهُ فَلْيَتَّقِ اللَّهَ. If you believe yourself, you may not write. So to write, to make a documentation for borrowing is not compulsory. But that is if you trust the person. If you don't trust him, he took your money away, no evidence to show in the law court that he actually borrowed money from you, or you are not even taking any run. وَأَنْتَ مِنَ الْغُرَمَاءِ. What does al-ghari mean? A loser. He loses his. وَلَكِنْ هُنَا إِنْدَنَا الْغَارِمُ لِنَفْسِهِ وَهُنَاكَ غَارِمُ لِغَيْرِهِ. Al-gharimu li nafsihi biduni ma'siyah. Somebody who is indebted, walakin, not because of committing sin. He was indebted because he went into some businesses and he lost. Wa hadha gharimu li nafsihi biduni ma'siyah. It was not as a result of gambling, alcohol, he was indebted. It was a straight way. We can help him from the money of zakat. Somebody who was indebted because he wants to maintain peace and love and togetherness among two sides of the Muslims. يتحمل مسؤولية الإصلاح بين الطرفين. والله تعالى قال في القرآن الكريم لا خير في كثير من نجواهم إلا من أمر بصدقة أو معروف أو إصلاح بين الناس. لا خير في كثير من نجواهم. There's no benefit of your together. To become friends after they have been enemies for many years. So somebody who now use money, you know there is a money factor causing problems between two people or between two Muslims or between two societies. Now use money to make sure that that problem is solved. Eventually, he went into indebtedness. Zakat money can be used to bail such person out. Let me move faster again. Wafi sabilillah. So in Gorimin, in indebtedness, we have two. Gharim li nafsihi. He himself, he was indebted on his own. Wa gharim li ghayrihi. He was indebted for the purpose of others that are Muslims, in order to create unity, to create love, to create continuity, you know, to save a family, to save marriage. He did it, and eventually he lost that money. He should be given zakat money to alleviate that challenges. I have wafi sabilillah on the part of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. This one is one of the terms that is highly discussed by scholars. And up to today, the discussion continues. Wafi sabilillah. Kalimatu fi sabilillah, yani hal nuqayyiduha, how yani nutliquha. Do we make it strict that fi sabilillah? Because in the contemporary, in the classical time, the fi sabilillah is khuruj fi sabilillah wal ghazawat fi sabilillah. Nafaqatul al-juyush. All the expenditures of the Muslim army has been taken care by Sadaqah, by fi sabilillah in the classical time. And when the companions go for dawah, khuruj fi sabilillah, min huna ila huna, nafaqah, the expenditure of this is also fi sabilillah. The question now is that every nation now we have our military, with the finances has been taken care of by the government. So what is fi sabilillah? Then some scholars now said fi sabilillah is not necessarily with when you fight in the war, in the battlefield, to defend your state, to defend your religion. Fi sabilillah is every act that will make the kalimatullah hiya al-uliya. Summa yastashhiduna بقول النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم عن الرجل يقاتل شجاعة يقاتل حمية يقاتل شجاعا يعني أيهم في سبيل الله. هناك سؤال سئل النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم الرجل يقاتل شجاعة يقاتل حمية يقاتل رياء أيهم في سبيل الله وكيف يرد النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم لهذا؟ وقال النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم من قاتل لتكون كلمة الله هي العليا فهو في سبيل الله. من قاتل, whoever that is struggling, making effort so that Allah's religion, the name of Allah, Islam, will triumph, will be known all over the world, will be accepted by people, will be practiced by people, will be loved by people, whoever that is spreading peace, whoever that is practicing peace all over the world, or what? We said, economic implication of fi sabilillah, that means economically. Socially, there is a social fi sabilillah. You are helping to promote the name of Islam, Islamic religion socially. Intellectually, you are helping to promote the religion of Islam with your intellectual capacity. You can speak, you can talk, you can explain, you can write, you can teach. You can use your money to sponsor people to memorize the Quran, to do this and that in Islam. هذا في سبيل الله. In fact, to explain that somebody that is libinahul murafaqat, somebody that is making facilities for Muslims, like schools, fi sabilillah. If they have medical care and facilities, they have rest of mind to serve Allah. So to build schools, because you can never compare the implication of ignorance. And if Muslims are enlightened, they are knowledgeable, then you are raising the banner of Islam, because Muslims will now be a good model. So they explain so much about fisabilillah, but the most important thing is that the Zakat institutions, the scholars in charge, the faqih, they have the right to give fatwa. That is why today we have more than 100 fatwas that you can see in Zakat. Wabn Sabil. Wabn Sabil. Ibn Sabil is a traveler, a stranded traveler. Walau kana ghaniyan. There is a condition that is given in Islamic jurisprudence. Walau kana ghaniyan. They said even if he's a rich person, we need to help him for whatever money that he can use to get back to his base. A traveler that is stranded. The implication is that you don't allow social disturbances. You don't allow social abuse. If people can be sleeping on the street because they don't have their house to go, because they don't have money to travel back to their homes, then so for us not to allow social disturbances, even if he's a rich man, then there's another way. Some scholars now say that, are you sure even if he's a rich man, we can still apply that in the contemporary situation? Some say because now a rich man, wherever he finds himself, all over the world, he has access to a money transfer. He can always make a call and have his money back. But the reality is that it is very possible at a particular situation, at a particular time, for a rich man to also get stranded. The coronavirus has been a good lesson for everybody all over the globe. Without going too much into details of some of the things, I'm not sure of how many minutes I'm having. Oh, my time is up. Alhamdulillah. Unfortunately, I also want to talk about those people that are not entitled to be given the money of Zakat. But I'll just mention them briefly. The family of the Prophet ﷺ, they are not supposed to be given. You cannot give it to your father because you are supposed to take care of your father. You cannot give your Zakat to your children because you are supposed to take care of your children. You're not supposed to give your Zakat to your wife because she's part of your nafaqah, but your wife can give you. Some scholars view that your wife can give you because your wife, the husband is not part of the expenditure of the wife. As zawj, laysa min nafaqati zawja. The husband is not part of your, so if you know your husband is struggling and you have some money you want to give out sadaqah, you can have zakat. You can give it to your husband because you have gold, you have this, and you are making zakat, and you have gotten to nisab. You can give your husband. Some scholars view that. And you can also give a relative that is not under your nafaqah, a close relative that is close to you, maybe uncles, maybe family member, extended members. You have two rewards if you give a family member. You have the reward of zakat. You also have the reward of silatul rahim. That is, you are working on the family ties. You are knotting. You keep knotting the family ties, and it is highly recommended and praiseworthy in Islam that you give it to a close person if you have the opportunity. Al-Hadniya, the rich people. La tahillu zakat, la tahillu sadaqa lil ghani. Al-Ghani, a rich man, is not entitled to zakat. Illa li khamsa, except 5 rich men. Illa lil khamsa. Fi sabilillah. A rich man who is on the path of fi sabilillah. For example, if somebody opened a television station that is dawah, given dawah, or he opens a university to teach Islam, if somebody now categorizes that to be part of fisabilillah and the owner is a rich man, he can take zakat money to sponsor such a school. So, walau kana lil ghazi fi sabilillah wa kadhalika lil gharib, somebody who is indebted. Wa al gharimu li ghayrihi, he was indebted because he was trying to create social harmony between 2 people. Then he got indebted for that reason. Even if he's a rich man, we can give him zakat. Wala amilina alayha, somebody that is employed to gather zakat money, to calculate and to disburse them, who have been appointed by al-imam or constituted authority, waliul amr. Such a person, even if he's a rich man, because he has been appointed, he has been employed, he can get from it. Wakadhalika ar-rajulu ishtaraha bimalihi, a rich man, he now saw somebody that is given zakat, maybe he's given zakat from livestock, and he now buy that livestock with his money. So he has bought it from a poor man, he can have access to it. Or a poor man that was given, that was the last one, a poor man that is given zakat, he now decided that he wants to give part of it as a gift to a rich man. That rich man can have access to it. So these are the people among the al-aghniya. وَكَذَلِكَ الْكُفَّارِ لَا تَحِلُّ لَهُمْ. وَكَذَلِكَ الْفَاسِقِ, somebody who is a corrupt person, somebody who takes zakat money and go and buy alcohol and go and make gambling, we don't give him. Some people now said also somebody al-qawi, al-kasul, somebody who is very healthy but is lazy, he doesn't want to work. Because they said idle hand is the workshop of the devil. He will commit crime because he is idle. That he should not be given zakat money so that he don't continue his idleness. Al-ayyad al-kasula يعني يكون ورشة للشيطان أو لعبة للشيطان. It's going to be a play toy for shaitan. So we should not encourage that. We should discourage it. These are the people, somebody who doesn't want to work. Not that there is no, but he doesn't want to work because he's lazy. He should not be given, not to encourage laziness. They also say that somebody who is earning, we have explained that in Fakir. Somebody who is earning, but the earning is not sufficient for him. So that one can be between Fakir and Miskin. What jihad khairiyah. Some people now said we cannot use it to build mosque. We cannot use zakat mosque to build a school and to build other facilities. But some scholars said we can if we categorize them to be under depending on the environment. The environment will determine the fatwa. For example, I've lived in some Arab countries. You hardly see fisabilillah money for that is being asked between the poor people in the mosque to contribute to build that mosque. But in some countries, particularly in Africa, where Islam, you cannot ask people not to ask for fisabilillah to build the mosque. The rich people are not coming to build. The rich are not coming. Fisabilillah box so that people can use it to build the mosque. But in some countries like the Arab countries, generally it is mainly known the rich men will build the mosque. So you don't just see a box asking the poor to come and build the mosque. So use that money of zakat to take care of the poor people, not use to build the mosque. But unlike in places where we don't even have the rich men to build the mosque, and we need a mosque. Depending on the environment and the time, will dictate the nature of the fatwa. Wa sallallahu ala sayyidina Muhammad wa ala alihi wa ashabihi ajma'in. We pray Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We pray Allah. سبحان ربك بالعزة عما يصفون والسلام على المرسلين والحمد لله رب العالمين.
Alhamdulillah, 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 shukran lillahi. I think uh, each of us has learned one or two things from Zakat. Yeah, for example, now, yeah, what I learned, like, so far, so good. What he has told us, like the part of the point he has told us, Zakat is being one of the pillars of Islam. Like we all know, like the hadith he said before, Bunya Islam ala khams, shahadatu an la ilaha illallah, wa anna Muhammadan Rasulullah, wa iqam salat wa ita zakat. Zakat is part khamsa. And also again, Surah Tawbah again. And but now just like one or two points you want to one.
Question here.
Now,
Assalamu alaikum
Okay.
warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Jazakumullah khairan. Yeah, doctor, for the very inspiring lecture. May Allah reward you well. My question is like this. Regarding the zakat, like we're supposed to take 2.5% of our wealth, okay? But in the case where the question is two-faced. The first one is, let's assume you have somebody in care of you, and this do we have to be like every year take out the zakah from it? Or if, let's say, the money is being used to buy something like piece of land, for example. Piece of land is fixed, like, and nothing is being done on it. There is no any investments on this land. Are we supposed to be taking out zakat because there is no physical, there is no money generating from this piece of? That's the first question. Then the second question, so many ways of taking out. Every month there is a kind of take out zakat. But from what I understood right from time, maybe my understanding was not very clear then, is the money have to stay with you for like 1 year, and it must come with nisab. So if like a salary earner, I don't know how much you can keep for 1 year to be able to get the zakah out. So please, a clarification on this.
Let me answer that quickly. A question has also been sent to me, which I will put together. So if we can take there's another question about coronavirus that I will inshallah mention. The first one about the property of an orphan, for example, and it has become a property and is a property. We have 4 ways, if I'm not mistaken, 4 ways of owning assets or property. If you want to have something, we have 4 ways. One of them is you get a job. If you get a job, then you can own whatever you want to own. Or you do business, if you have a business, then you start making money and own whatever you want to own. Through gift, iba. If somebody makes, it's a source of making wealth. And the final one is inheritance. Inheritance is a way of making money. So once the person is gone, it's no more his property. Is no more. It has become by default, it has become the property of the inheritors, those that will inherit him. So it's by default. except if he makes some arrangements before that, one third and some other things. So by default, it is their home. So a child has inherited, you don't call it my inheritance, just my property. That's one. Two, if you are buying, it depends on here, a lot of things happens. That's why we said there are some money that are zohir, there are some that are bad. There are some money that are open, there are some that are not open. Somebody that is buying a land, what is the intention? If the intention is, I want to use it as a basic necessity that I needed. If I'm a land for my family, of that family. When I was living in Egypt, all boys, for those boys, or else they may not get married quickly. So if you now have 4 extra flats, it doesn't mean he has extra things though. But before they get married, they use that flat. Some of them will lock it up. Some of them will be renting it out. So if that boy wants to get married, then he will say the tenant should get. So many students, this is what we do rent as houses. So if he's having it as a basic need, it has a meaning. If he's having it as I want to tie this money down, it's my investment. Then it becomes his investment and it will be treated as such. This is why Prophet Salam encourages the companions to invest the money of a girl that the father passed away. He said because Zakat will eat up that money every year. So because there is a Zakat on savings, there is a Zakat on assets. So it's assets. So that asset, that one you are removing from that asset is Neema, the mercy of Allah. So you don't feel, oh, I'm taking 2.5% out every year. It's the name of Allah that you are still existing and that asset is still existing. So one should not make it. So that is why we are encouraging Islam that you have to keep growing your funds. So if it is savings, that should be grown. So that is one about that. So the second issue about salary earners. For salary earners, the perception is that you have assets. That is why for somebody who is the SWAT, who is people in charge, they have to understand many things about what people own. There is fixed assets, there is liabilities of the people, there is different kind of investment. Somebody that have an investment in limited liability company, somebody that have an investment in partnership, somebody that have a personal investment, somebody that is earning salary, somebody that have houses and is making rent out of it. These are different structures. For a salary earner, if he has a salary, it is well known that you have per annum. And you can give a default calculation. Me and my family. This is why Islam even love calculation. How are you getting salary and you are spending money every month? You don't even know how much you are spending. You're supposed to know how much you are spending. It's part of prudency. And this is what Islam has taught us, that you should know by default what you should be spending every month. So amount is going as gift for my father. So amount is going as gift for my mother. So amount for my wife. So amount for my son. So amount. So everything, once you calculate that for a month and for a year, so you can have a calculation of what is likely to be your remaining. If what is remaining is up to nisab, then you have to pay zakat from your salary. It's different from paying zakat from your gold, paying zakat from your assets, paying zakat from your earnings. Why do we give zakat reliefs? We give zakat relief because that earning that you're earning per month is your survival base. Your survival must be out first. Then what remain, you give thanks to Allah. So there are many things that will be done at the same time. You don't that he has a farmland, he has a crop, they will be done separately and treated separately. So there are many platforms now. So they put those information in different platforms. He has saving. So somebody that has been working for 10 years, he will have some savings. So that savings, it has reached 1 year and it is up to nisab, then he pays zakat on it. He has assets. He's just holding those assets, you know. Some people now, one of the things you can use to hold your money is to put it on assets, fixed asset. It's just buying cars. And you have 10 cars in your building. You know the whole of your family, the basic minimum you need for that car is 2 cars. Daddy and mommy is using one and children are using one. So what is happening to the remaining 8 cars? You have to pay zakat on it if you calculate it up to this up. So this is how it goes. salary will be different, but there is a platform, so you use calculations to do this and this and this, and everything at the end of the day will come to normal because you are not having one source, you are having different source. And so Wallahu ta'ala ala wa alam. On the issue of coronavirus, scholars have been speaking about it as of today. There are many opinions. What we have said is that the most important thing about it is that people are now talking about it that can we, because coronavirus now is taking all over the world, and zakat money is specifically meant for Muslims. Sadaqah is meant for everybody. Everybody can benefit from sadaqah. Everybody can benefit from waqf. But when it comes to zakat, it is for the Muslims alone. Now the issue arises: can people pay their zakat for people that are in difficulties of corona? Bearing in mind that corona is not sparing anybody. So some scholars have been saying that this is a new jurisprudence and we have to challenge it and we have to show compassionate of Muslims. Muslims that have been on the front line, giving people food, giving people clothing, giving people EPP for the medicals, that have been helping hands, that have been medical officers on front lines, have actually given a good image of Islam. To make Allah symbol, Allah's name, the religion of Allah, to raise higher in the mind of the people, to make Muslims themselves feel fulfilled and to love their religion, to make the non-Muslims to love Islam. So people now said, can't we just categorize this to be part of Fisabilillah? And more so, we should not destroy ourselves. Not taking, Corona has taught us the lesson that you must take care of all. In housing, you must take care of all. Sometimes in Canada, there is a program that housing for all. People are asking, why must it be housing for all? You have to do housing for all because you are protecting everybody at the same time. You are giving them the minimum sustenance, eating, drinking, housing, medical. And for the fakir, you should be given the minimum opportunity to get married. So Islam encourages to give people the minimum of feeding, medical, and marriage. Muslims to continue as a minimum person. So there have been talks now among scholars, but the most senior scholars have actually not mentioned so much about it. But some scholars have been saying it that we should be able to find a way out to use zakat fund to help the people in need, particularly in this coronavirus situation, irrespective of their religious backgrounds or faith. Wallahu ta'ala a'la wa alam.
Oh, shukran, jazeera. So I don't think there's any other question again. Or does anybody have a question?
Yeah, there is a question being typed. The question goes that can we take out zakat on gold in use? Gold in use. Can we take out zakat on gold in use? I hope doctor can hear me. Gold in use. I think the gold. I think maybe correct. The gold correctly being in used. Can we take zakat on it?
Yeah, every person has the way he uses his gold. You know, particularly as a woman, maybe somebody he bought gold so that he can use it to tie his money down. So it's part of his asset. Sometimes he bought gold as part of jewelries. So he has the right to use it the way he wants. Maybe once a year, maybe in one occasion. I mean, some people use it to tie their finances down. So it depends on how you use it the way you want. But the most important thing now is that it's part of your assets. It's part of your fixed asset or whatever that you have used, that you own. And if it has gotten to nisab and is with you for a year, you pay zakat on it based on the current value. You have to check the value of the gold. You measure it, measure what you have, and then you calculate the value accordingly. Wallahu ta'ala ala wa alam.
Okay, does the person get the response? I think so. Hopefully, inshallah. Okay, jazakumullah khairan. So, Professor, yeah, thank you very much, Doctor. Thank you very much for the program and the tafsir. We hope Almighty Allah accepts it as an act of ibadah. And thanks to every one of us again that attended the Tafsir, the online program. Thank you very much. We hope to see every one of you tomorrow again. So, can Brother Dr. Qasim give us as the president give us closing prayer.
I'm not a doctor. Don't cooperate. Alhamdulillah, we thank our amazing doctor, Dr. Saheed Busari, for the wonderful lecture. May Almighty Allah continue to increase in knowledge, and may Almighty Allah goodness. We don't have to waste much of our time because the time is fast spent. Inshallah, we just supplicate Almighty Allah that He sees us through the current pandemic. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. لا إله إلا أنت سبحانك إني كنت من الظالمين أعوذ بكلمات الله أتم من شر ما خلق بسم الله الذي لا يضر مع اسمه شيء في الأرض ولا في السماء وهو السميع العليم سورة العصر بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم عصر إن الإنسان لفي خسر إلا الذين آمنوا وصلحوا وتواصوا بالحق وتواصوا بالصبر سبحان ربك رب العزة عما يصفون
الحمد لله رب العالمين.
We will expect you to join us for the next section of the tafsir, inshallah. The moderator, you can actually close it.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Jazakumullah khairan for attending. Alhamdulillah.